Good morning and welcome to the Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Since times immemorial, the union of a man and a woman, what we call the holy wedlock, has been cherished and has been praised for its benefits. It's a balancing act, and an average married life leads and enables people to live a healthier and a longer life. But when the holy wedlock turns into unholy deadlock, then all the benefits that can accrue from a marriage, a happy marriage or an average marriage, are undone. As a matter of fact, all the studies and all the experience of the world shows that men and women together as a unit are a bedrock of society. And a happy married life leads not only to more fulfilled life, but also the future generations. The children produced in that marriage are more balanced, are healthier, are more intelligent, and that's why more criminals come out of the broken families. But then, when we say married life is healthier, better, we should also be very clear about the fact that a married life, which is, as I said earlier, an unholy deadlock, which is more a cat and a dog life, both partners sniping at each other, or both partners not tolerating each other, in fact, a bad marriage, can be unhealthy. And not only unhealthy, it can be disastrous, as a matter of fact. And in this disaster, both partners suffer, the family suffers, the children suffer, but the male suffers much more than the female does. Studies have been done in two universities, University of Nevada and Michigan, and they have covered 373 married couples over the first 16 years of their marriage to see whether the disagreement about the topics, normal topics like child rearing, money, in-law issues, hobbies, had any health implications or not. And would you believe that the conflict that arises in the marriage is as unhealthy as going on a smoking binge or a drinking binge? As a matter of fact, unhealthy marriage can be much more disastrous as far as the health is concerned. Socially, they are, but psychologically, people, both partners, are practically wrecked. However, the health issues, apart from the mental health, I'm talking about physical health, male suffers much more than the female does. And the health scores out of 5, 4.07. That much is the suffering and more. On the one side, the healthy marriage is able to help people sustain a healthier life and face diabetes, higher cholesterol, high blood pressure with equanimity. And they are able to, they would get sick. I'm not saying they won't get sick, but they would be able to face it much better. And the survival rate for the heart attacks are much improved. There's also evidence that married people see doctor earlier than the single people do, which leads to their survival. However, on the other side, a bad marriage is so stressful that the body responds to such situations with inflammation, changes in appetite, increased release of stress hormones, and the person suffers from the heart functioning to the immune system. Practically the whole body structure is afflicted. And as I said, if smoking causes lung cancer, this causes much more terrible diseases because it's a combination of smoking and drinking. It's not the act of walking down the aisle or getting a marriage license that's beneficial to health. It is what spouses do for each other throughout the marriage that is important. Just living together without affection, without care, without concern is of no use at all. And in fact, the conflict between the husband and wife or the partners are particularly damaging for health if the spouses are hostile or defensive during any disagreement. And just imagine husband and wife arguing on the same topic over and over again without any resolution. That resolution of the issues not being there leads to a simmering fire, and that fire consumes both the partners. Yes, male is consumed much more than the woman does, because in spite of being called the weaker sex, women are the stronger sex. As a matter of fact, this is not only a short-term illness and disease which occurs from the unhappy marriages. It can cause a long-term damage. A single fighting relationship will not harm your health right away. But even that single fight, if it's a symptom of a continuous frustration, resentment and disappointment with each other, will take a toll. And it works on the communication between yourself. And when the communication comes to a stop, people think that they are not communicating so they can minimize conflict. No. They are not communicating because they are not able to care for each other. And that leads to desensitizing them to the situation. This process of desensitization is in fact crippling mentally, crippling physically, and the partners are liable to be chronic patients. So when we say better thyself by getting married, because that enables you to have a new appreciation. You look at the situation from the point of view of yourself and that of your partner. And the synthesis of these 2 points enables you to have a more comprehensive picture and also a much more wider perspective. And that is in an average marriage. A happy marriage where there's a continuous concern and care. This perspective, this vision is increased manifold, leading you not only to a healthier life, but also to a more fruitful and satisfactory life. Now you might say, then why are the people in the marriages, healthy marriages, happy marriages, unhealthy? Why do they fall sick? Well, don't forget that if their marriage was not as happy as it was, their sickness might have been fatal, or might have been of a much more complex nature. And then, it's not only the marriage which is a factor in being unhealthy. It can be a major factor in facing disease. It can enable you to face the disease in a much more resolute manner. And it also enables you to get over the disease much faster, because then there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you are unhappy married, there's no incentive to get well. You know that the bickering, the troubles, the nagging would all the time be there. The criticism would all the time be there. So suppose one partner falls sick, another is nagging all the time instead of showing concern. Where's the incentive to get well? And psychologically, then, the desire to get better is dulled. And whatever medication might be there, the results cannot be fruitful. Therefore, they say there's sound mind in a healthy body, sound mind in a sound body. That's what it said. So your mind, your mental health would be suffering because of your constant bickering. Then your body would be subject to the onslaught of disease, and your immune system would get dull. So it's a complication worse confounded. QED, what is to be proved is, marriages are great for healthy life. The happier the marriage, the more healthy you are. But if the marriages, as I said earlier, are a millstone round your neck, then they pull you down. You see, simple thing. Your partner who is by your side 24/7, if it doesn't, or he or she doesn't sustain you, rather drags you down the morass, how can you be mentally happy? And how can you be physically active, energetic to face the onslaught of the disease? These studies in Nevada and Michigan have only proved what has been known all the time to the human beings. They are a confirmation of a known fact. But this confirmation, based on the actual studies of human beings, should be an eye-opener. If you want to be creative, if you want to be authentic, if you want to live a healthy life, if you want to be mentally balanced, then you need a marriage which is sustaining, not corroding, which is life-giving, not life-harming. A marriage which suffocates and strangulates, a marriage which corrupts your mind, also corrupts your body, and better take care. And what I would say is that if the marriage is bad, there are ways and ways of ensuring that the bad marriages turns into a good one. But that's a different subject altogether, which will take up some other time. How to rectify a marriage, or how to get over the partner's negative feelings and convert them into positive ones. But one thing is given, your mental and your physical health are dependent to a great extent on your marriage. Happier the marriage, healthier are you. Well, think about yourself and try to remain healthy and happy and keep your partner so. Thank you.